Imagine yourself in this situation. You don't know where you're going and you don't know who to talk to. That's why we made Offline Podcast, where you can find the fun and adventurous things on the streetcar. I'm Riley. I'm editor and graphic designer. This is Kiri, branding and marketing, and this is project manager.
My name is Carrie Spalding, and I am head of marketing and branding. To tell you a little bit about the AI Hub, the AI Hub is the company that we've been interning at this summer, and it's an AI art incubator that houses studios and lounge space that provides services and opportunities to artists and entrepreneurs.
When the NFL happened, AI Hub noticed that businesses weren't getting enough customers. Our goal is to put small businesses and local businesses out there while also trying to keep the streetcar fun and exciting.
The Offline Morning Podcast show informs people on things to do while traveling the public streetcar. Our mission is to show Missourians who are new and seasoned Missourians on local culture and things to do in downtown. Our values are community, family-friendly entertainment, and positivity. The problem is people are unaware of where to go and things to do. People think it's scary to get lost on a streetcar, but our solution is the Offline Podcast. It shows people that it actually is pretty fun to get lost on the streetcar, and there's a lot of things to do.
All right. This mood board puts all of our values in the pictures and creates an atmosphere for our podcast that makes sense, as well as building consistency and branding and marketing. A color story is something that explains the meaning behind color branding. In this case, the blue represents a bright blue sky and the Kansas City streetcar. The red represents the history behind Kansas City. The orange represents the culture and art behind Kansas City, and the yellow represents liveliness and sunlight.
We're going to begin the show with a visual intro, and then we're going to introduce ourselves and the special guest, and we'll interview the special guest for a little bit, and then we'll transition onto an on-site location, whether it be a restaurant or like something like an arcade. Then we'll go back onto the streetcar and close.
These are some of our competitors, and I did some research. Most of them have lack of video, lack of culture in Kansas City, or they don't appeal to younger audience. Our strengths are that we have video and audio, and younger audience will appear to us, and we are live on the streetcar because we'll be recording on there, so anyone can watch us or listen.
All right. Our general target audience are people between the ages of 23 and 35 and want to learn more about Kansas City, whether they lived here all their life or they're completely new. This is Leilani Campbell. She's 32 years old and runs a self-started online clothing store. She recently moved into a new apartment downtown, and the reason she might watch our podcast is to learn more about her new surroundings and to find somewhere to put a physical building for her store. This is Martin Martin. He's 24 years old, and he's recently transferred to UMKC to study computer science. A reason he might watch our podcast is to learn more about this area and to find a way to connect to his community and peers. And this is Alicia Thompson. She's 30 years old and she lives in an apartment on Main Street with her 3-year-old child. A reason she might watch our podcast is to learn about local events and to find a way to get out of her house more often with her kid.
This is going to be the cost to run the podcast, around $2,756. Luckily, the AI Hub has provided most of the materials for us, so it'll cut down the costs quite a bit. These are our targeted sponsors. City Market Coffee, Made in KC, and KC Current and UMKC hopefully could help us with costs and things like that.
And below that are just examples of relationships you would like to have with our sponsors.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.